Yeah. Yeah, just round up if you have them.
Thank you very much. I'll round up now. The KPMG report is there. The Ribadu report is there. The Farouk Lawal report is there. The Ike Imokode report is there. And finally, the Neeti report is there, all indicting one particular minister, Madam Alison Desiani, Alison Madioke. And till I speak, as I speak to you, she is every Wednesday elegantly attired and cosmopolitanly fashioned, attending the Federal Executive Council in Diamonds under the watchful eyes of an unperturbed president. You cannot have proper democracy until Nigerians believe that in an unjust society, silence is a crime. The challenge for us is to come out of our cocoons and become change agents. We must start asking our leaders questions for accountability. If we don't do that, then corruption will continue to strive, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is vintage Dino Malay. We thank you. And he has added some more dimensions to the presentations. But we shall continue. We'll invite another discussant, this time Dr. Owadioni Frank, to please discuss issues.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
You have 5 minutes.
And his wife and the chairman of the occasion, all protocols duly observed. I want to say rightly here that I'm not a politician. I am just an ordinary citizen of Nigeria who is also concerned about what is happening in Nigeria. And look at the paper Dr. Patu Tomi presented to us, looking at the challenges of sustaining our democracy. Firstly, I want to say that, talking of Nigerian democracy, I don't think there should be any word like Nigerian democracy. Democracy is an international word. It is an English word that has a meaning. And I believe that the way democracy is practiced in the US, it should also be practiced in the same way in Nigeria. The way democracy is practiced in the UK, it shouldn't be different in this country. However, the way I see the practice of democracy in Nigeria is that it's like we are doing a kind of carryover of the military regime, mixing the military administration with democratic practice, which I think is one of the problems we have in Nigeria. Where one man at the top feels that he is the all and all, he has the final say, and nobody else could say anything else. In advanced countries or in countries where democracy is practiced the way democracy should be practiced, the leader of the country is like any other man. Just like we could see the president of US go out to play basketball, do jogging, and so on. And I also want to commend my governor as well. Sometimes we see him riding his bike and so on and so forth. Leadership, in my own view, should be like, you are the servant of the people. The leader is to show the way and the people follow. It is not a kind of thing where, it's like you are like a god and you say this and it must be done. The people should be carried along. Democracy, like has been defined, is the government of the people, by the people, for the people. I liken the leadership like as it was in those days in our primary school days. You have a class monitor. The class monitor is not different from any other student in the class. He is only the monitor, the person to be sent on errand, the leader of the class. He is like every other person in the class. And I think that until our leaders in this country begin to see themselves as leaders and servants, we will go nowhere. I also think that one of the challenges we have is the way leaders are being picked in this country. You find out that there is one man who will call himself the Godfather and so on. And he is the one who dictates who is here, who should be here, who should not be there. And the people are not given a level playing ground with which to operate. The poor masses is not given the right to select who leads him or her. And I think that for Nigerian democracy to go forward, or the democracy we practice in Nigeria to be the actual democracy we look forward to, I think there should be a change in the way we select our leaders. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Frank. Dr. Frank has added the leadership dimension to our discussion. I hope we're all taking note. But the discussions continue, and we shall invite Professor Stella Okunna to add her voice to the discussion.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the Governor, and very distinguished participants. There are two things I want to begin with. First of all, I don't know what you think you'll hear from this conference. For me, I don't think anything new will be said here. Very often, conferences of this nature are convened not to say new things, but to confirm already existing knowledge and put a collective voice together to urge our leaders to find the political will to do things they know already they should do. In Nigeria today, everything we are saying here right now is known to all of us as Nigerians, even as international participants. Pat Otomi mentioned democracy and good governance as inclusion, ownership, legitimacy, participation, carrying along. All these are things we know, we've always known. But then, why are things still going wrong in Nigeria today? Why can't our leaders find the political will? We talk about corruption, Africa rising, Nigeria rising, GDP, things getting better. Why are things not getting better for the average Nigerian? Look at, in a lighter mood, inclusion and participation. Honestly, as I sit down here, I feel a bit intimidated that out of 15, 16, 20 speakers here, I am the only female voice here. I feel a bit frightened. Am I even sure you can hear me? Can you hear me down there? Is the fear I'm feeling here intimidating me enough so you can hear me? That's the point, inclusion. And as we speak here, I'm going to summarize all these points by one single word, love, by our leaders. All of us know if our leaders love us, like the former speaker said, they won't let us die in Nigeria because we can't afford to go to India for medical treatment. And most of us cannot afford that. We need medical treatment here. Our leaders cannot find the political will to establish them here for us. If our leaders love us, I'm sure they don't, they won't break our backs and our waist on the kind of road I drove on, coming from Owerri to Port Harcourt here. The kind of road I passed there, I wept. Luckily for me, as we entered River State, the road changed dramatically. And I want to commend the governor. Honestly, my colleague and I were